Start recording. Woo! I'm recording. All right. So basically, what's happening here is that I've got 8 of my 12 lists. Well, there's only 11 lists, and actually there's double of them. So I've got like 16 of my 22 lists done. But I just wanted to take a break, and I'm like, I can't take a break. I need to get it done. So I hit the record button so that I would finish it. So you guys get to watch me make the last couple of lists. Am I recording my cursor? Can I? Mm, mm, I don't know how to record my cursor, so you're just gonna have to trust me. Over here where it says make a list, there's so many of these. I just finished up my number 8, so I don't need those anymore. Now I need to make a new list. I'm gonna call it a 9x and a new list 9y. I am not cheating, but I am using an actual computer with an actual keyboard, which makes this go a little bit quicker. 9, there's this one, there's 3, 6, 9, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9, oh, no, that's only 8. There we go, that's 9. This is, okay, we're gonna start at the bottom. Now what I'm looking at here is this x value and this y value, and I'm just putting it into my x list right here, and my y list right here, and then I move my cat. So, you know, that's what we're doing. 136, negative 163, and then we move the cat, and we do it again. And the numbers, of course, change. And that's why we're doing this, because the numbers change, because each one of these dots is in a different location on the screen, and we want to know what that location is. And we could either have designed this artwork from the beginning to be easy, like if all of these dots were going straight up and they were all a specific distance apart, we could have used math. Math is so much better, but I didn't use math. I didn't even use the straight line tool. I mean, you know, like I have to do this the hard way, which is to drag my little cat to every single dot and put in the actual x and y values of every single dot. And to do that, again, I need to remember that, so I'm making them into a list so that the computer can remember it for me. And then later on, I will basically be looking at the position of that list. So if I wanted the 7th dot in this row, I would look at the 7th position of my 9x and the 7th position of my 9y, and I would get my x and y, and I'd be able to make my cat go to that specific location, which is a great solution. I mean, because now I can really, using this list method, I can make the cat go wherever on the screen I want. But again, if I were going to redo this, I would probably redesign my background to be more up and downy instead of lefty and righty and like diagonally. And then also I would like make sure that my art, and I use that term very loosely here, but I would make sure my art is more like evenly spaced so that I could use math to either just know where those dots are and compute it every time it runs, or to make a function effectively that creates these lists for me. And then once my list is made, you know, I'm done. So that's my 9s. Make a new list, call it 10x. Make a new list, 10y. That's great. Let's get this so I can see all my dots here. And right here, that's my 10th position. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Whew. So I'm just adding all of my things in first so that it's easier for me, so I don't have to keep hitting that plus button. All I have to do now is just type in the number, and then move my cat. And the numbers change down here. See, the number is changing, and that number is changing, so I can type in my numbers. It's, yeah, sometimes this is what coding looks like. Sometimes it just looks like building the data set. You know, sometimes it looks like, you know, just moving things on the screen to see where that pixel perfect spot is, and then writing that down either in the computer or on a piece of paper somewhere. Sorry, that is negative 103. And it does take some time, but this isn't exactly like difficult work, right? Like this is really easy. Like anyone can do this. It's just looking at a number right here and typing that number in, right? There's no like real thought or complexity involved here. What we're building is very complex. I mean, as you look over here, all of these lists, when you look at the whole thing, it becomes very complex. But to get to that complexity, it's really just a series of very simple, small tasks, like moving the cat and writing down the x value and the y value. So that's 26. And just negative 19. And then our last dot over here, 43. And 4. And then we're done with our 10s. So we can uncheck those because we don't need to see them. And we can make an 11x and an 11y. Each list that we do, especially when we're on the sort of downhill side of it, after that 7, each list is getting smaller. So there's only 5 spots for this. It's always nice to be on the downhill side of things and being able to finish it up because it goes quicker and quicker. It's like almost like a little snowball, I guess. You know, as a snowball gets bigger, it rolls faster, and because it's bigger and rolling faster, it moves quicker and gets bigger, even bigger. Yeah, or I don't know how to describe that. Maybe like an avalanche, you know, that starts out really small and it looks like, oh, it's going to be so big when it finishes. How can we make that whole avalanche start from you know, like you can't start an avalanche from the bottom. You don't start an avalanche when it's gigantic. You start an avalanche when it's tiny. And really that's what we're doing, these tiny little things. Moving the cat, typing in our x value, typing our y value, and then move the cat again. And because we're doing these little things, they kind of build up on each other, right? We're making like a mountain out of a molehill or something. I don't know. I'm just saying things that I heard in a Weird Al song a long time ago. So there's my 11x. And see, it went so much quicker. So we don't need, look at all these lists, right? And we make one more list, well, 2 more lists here, a 12x and a 12y. That is great. I don't even need to move my lists there. There's only 3 things to go, much like we started with just 3 things on our to list. So here we go, negative 13 and negative 157. And again, I am using a keyboard, so I have access to the keyboard. You know, I don't have to constantly tap the keyboard on the screen and note down the number and then type it in. It's a little bit more convenient, but it's the same process. If you're on an iPad or if you're on a cell phone or if you're on a computer, this is the same process. And yeah, it did take some time. Again, it took me enough time that I kind of got bored at the like 8 lists and I just didn't want to do it anymore, but I knew I needed to finish it. I needed to finish these lists so that I could move on. And congratulations, we have completed our lists. So that is the end of my 12 list. Let me just show all of these wonderful lists here. Hold on, let me stop. Let me not stop. Let me start here. There's my 2x. Here's my 2y. That's great. Here's my 3x and my 3y. Here's my 4x and my 4y. 5x, 5y. Look at that. And these go down and down and down, right? There's 9 of them right there. So here's my 6x and 6y. There should be like 11 of these. Let me scroll down here, get a couple of frames of that on the screen. Oh my gosh. My 6y is missing an 11 spot. I'm so glad I'm checking this. Let's move, this is 6, should be up there. It's going to be 156. Now you might be worried here because my x over here is 1 and my x up here is 0, and I don't care enough. So I'm glad I put that in there though, that's good. Glad I'm checking. Here's my 7x and my 7y. Let's double check to make sure I didn't miss any of these. Oh, I did it again. Oh no. Here's my y for the 7, 163. That's good. Wait, hold on a second. Was I doing something wrong? Was I my 6y? Okay, it's there this time. Good. Let's go to my 8x and my 8y. Come to the bottom. That's great. Great job, Stephen. Didn't miss anything that time. Woohoo! Here's my 9s. I missed my 9. Okay, 9, 7, that's 8, that's 9. The y value is 53. I don't need a 10 here. Thanks. Okay. So this is why we double check, right? Like, you don't need me to tell you that you're wrong. You can just double check. If you got, oh man, I missed a lot of these like last things. You were watching the video. Go back. Did I just not type these in, or did I like save them improperly? What happened there? Anyway, this has got to be a 10. 7, 8, 9. Did I move it already to 10? Whatever. Y is 5. That'll work. Come down here. All right, there's my 11s. I must have been saving these improperly or something. Like, I was just too excited about making new lists instead of like saving that last digit. My Y here is negative 61. That's better. And then, yeah, missed my last one on the 3 too. So something about like that I was doing was just going too quick for the computer, I guess. And I need to make sure that I click out of the lists before I go on to the next. So again, let's double check it. That's good. I think I mostly had problems with my Ys. Yep, there's my 3Y missing a spot. You probably all caught that the first time through. It's 146. I don't need that. Okay, that's good. 4Y. Yeah, 4Y's missing it as well. 4Y is 148. 5Y. Wait. Oh, shoot. Guys, hold on. This is, look. This is 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 3. 3 should be 151. 4 should be 143. 5 should be 146. And they're all really similar because it's the up and down value, right? So like there's not a lot of change between the up and down values. So like here, you know, they're basically in a line. So this makes sense. Where's my 6Y? Scroll down here. I got a good 6Y. Got a good 7Y. Good, fantastic. So it's fantastic. Double checked everything. I'm happy with it. And now I just have to actually change some of the code so that it moves throughout everything.